Among this dry season from both Kanye and Ty, we know they are at least working on something with a confirmed tracklist for Rich the Kid's new album, which features one of the best unused Donda 2 songs.
I love leaking!
So starting things off, yesterday we got the full tracklist leaked for Rich the Kid's upcoming album, Life's a Gamble, executive produced by both Ye and Ty, which is slated to drop on June 28th in just over 2 weeks. I think a lot of people were definitely worried that among all the turmoil with Vultures 2, Rich the Kid would end up forgotten about, but luckily that's not the case, as it seems like this album is definitely dropping. This new tracklist reveals a ton of information about the album, including the fact that Plain Jane, originally made during the Donda 2 era, is finally getting an official release.
Always fuck with a bitch, got a bag on it. Always keep out 100 racks on me. Always stepping, nobody ain't stepping for me. 100 racks on a Plain Jane rolling. In my pockets, blue cheese and guacamole.
It was first teased by Rich on February 25th, 2022, prior to leaking in full just over a year later, giving us a look into what the song actually sounds like.
They try to hang me, everything that they can't be. Weak, numb, now you ain't me. Leave starving that you can't eat. Want some when you ain't pee. Buy a piece that you ain't pee.
Now, the obvious issue here, as you can tell, is that Kanye's vocals are about 60 to 70% finished with a healthy amount of mumble. So the big question is, will this official release of Plain Jane actually have re-recorded Ye vocals? And in my opinion, I think the answer to that question is no. We've seen Kanye toss out half-assed features to collaborators in the past, like with the song Daylight that was passed to Vori for his album after getting cut from Donda, which included an insanely rough feature from Ye.
Daylight, 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 daylight. Man, shout a mention out of fence, I can send it in advance. I just sound cold and blind, hold the vine, and the thine. I've been holding by design. I've been made by design, and then likeness, sound I know, y'all loving in design.
There's definitely a chance that Kanye re-records and Plain Jane ends up sounding better, but I would not get your hopes up, especially because we know Kanye had another feature cut off the album, which was actually an alternate version of the song Gimme a Second.
I was broke as hell, walk around past the CDs in the parking lot. Now my little bitch want 5 racks for a new bag. Is you rich or not? Pussy good, had to pay for it. Let me knock it out like the juggernaut.
Apparently, Kanye did like a remix verse type thing of the song with an alternate beat, which is what was previewed in that one Rich the Kid IG story from a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, we have no clue why Ye didn't clear that verse, but it's likely just going to sit in the vault unused. I also find it interesting that Ty does not have any features on Life's a Gamble besides Carnival, but that doesn't count since it already released, especially with how hyped both Ty and Ye were to be executive producing the project for Rich. It's crucial to note that in the 16 days between now and when Life's a Gamble drops, Kanye could totally change his mind and pull Plain Jane, but as of right now, it looks like we are finally getting this Donda 2 Grail officially dropped. In other news, we saw Justin LeBoy making his presence known in Tokyo once again, posting a teaser of a new episode of his Download podcast saying live from Japan. Now, we are definitely still waiting on another episode of this with Kanye, and when asked whether it would be a Ye interview, Justin responded in DMs that if it were, what would you ask him? This is tough because I want to believe it's gonna be another Ye episode since we've literally only gotten 1 out of 3 LeBoy interviews that were filmed in the past few months, but also I think LeBoy knows his show is basically irrelevant if it's not with Kanye, so he wants to generate some hype. Regardless, as long as both LeBoy and Ye are still in Tokyo together, I could totally see another episode getting filmed and released. Additionally, the group buy that was being ran for Streetlights by Freddie Gibbs and Ye together finally finished for a price of $2,500, and people are really not too happy with what they paid for.
We was hanging in cans, less private. When you get that good vomit, I'ma need to test drive it. I figured out the codes to have it back in my mode, two-step and everything we did, two legend. Now you now listening to two legends.
According to the seller, Ye's vocals were 98% finished with a few half lines, and in retrospect, that's definitely a bit of an inflated number. Realistically, I would say it's more like 90%, so I think that's a big reason why people are not happy with this GB, sort of coming off as falsely advertised. In my opinion, I actually really like the song and the overall chiller vibes, especially from Freddie, who absolutely delivers vocally.
Bitch, as I sin again, I diss my baby mama, grandma stove. I pray to God that she forgive. I got tough skin, so I know how I feel. I'm in the Benzie with my kids, they singing, I can't fuck with Freddie Gibbs. If I ever dished you on wax for life, it's fucking bro. I just cussed out beat out the other day, I still love him, no.
I think if you look at this more as an unfinished demo, it starts to shine and sparkle a bit brighter than thinking it was fully finished. It's just a shame it was advertised as pretty much done when it obviously wasn't. Also, we got a mild update on the song titled Drunk featuring Kodak Black and Bad Bunny, which was previously placed on some tentatively false Vultures 2 track lists, but now seems to be scrapped entirely.
I just made a deal with a reaper, told him do anything that I want. You need to ask about me before you jump. Yeah, wait till I choke that. Niggas get snapped, niggas get roped up. I'm feeling good, come on, it's stats. I'm in the hood, surrounded by Glock. G27, 11 ends, tomato.
Producer Veus, who worked on Keys to My Life, posted an Instagram story of his version of Drunk worked on with Shadow, and he then responded to a fan in DMs saying the song was on current copies of Vultures 2. Unfortunately, this is not true, as according to Lewitt, the song is not part of recent album copies, and Veus is just saying that as he imagines it'll still get used, but he doesn't have the type of clear and up-to-date information that Lewitt does, which explicitly confirms the track is not being brought forward onto reworked Vultures 2 copies. And finally, to wrap things up, we got another official offer from Yeezy Cord following their successful Can You Be group buy that ran for $25,000 and finished in well under 24 hours. This new offer is for highly coveted and sought-after songs made for the 2022 Kanye and James Blake collab album, such as Showtime, Quiet, Never Coming Back, and Bobby Digital.
There's no time, right now, it's your time. Right now, showtime, come on, showtime.
Don't push it anyone day. No one ever can just leave it alone, leave it alone.
I'ma shut it down, quiet, I'ma make sure it get. I ain't going through the shit, fuck that, it's gonna get quiet. I'ma change the script,
A lot of these songs and material made for this collab album have only been previewed one time, and we really only have one full leak from this era in Always/Virgil's Funeral, so it's easy to see why songs like Showtime are so hyped up. There was no monetary amount set in the offer just yet, as it's more of a feeler type of thing, trying to find somebody who even has these songs and is willing to part with them, but if it worked for Can You Be, I don't see why it can't work for these tracks as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you think Plain Jane will be completely unchanged.